got the flavor, we got the light. We got this and venom, it's really drama. Step in the room, feel the bassline drop. Mic on fire, can't make it stop. Indie vibes rising from the underground. Raw talent here that shakes the sound. Got beats that sizzle, got words to spark. Shining like stars from the light to the dark. Who got the flavor? We got the lava, turn it up louder, feel the power. Who got the flavor? We got the lava. Tigress and VenomM, legends in the saga. Who got the flavor? We got the lava. Tigress and VenomM, legends in the saga. Spotlight on as the stories unfold. Dreams on the mic, never getting old. Breaking barriers with every note. Paving new paths on this indie road.
Oh, and welcome everyone to the Flava on Tigress 315 Radio. I'm your host, Tigress, tonight, and I want to thank you for tuning in. We do have a special guest that I'll be bringing on in just a few minutes. Also, we want you to know we are in partnership with Radio Indie International Radio. All right, and make sure you are following us on all music streams such as YouTube, SiriusXM, Apple Podcasts, Pandora. We play all types of music, and we do support the indie artists. So we're going to get right into this. So our special guest tonight is Keith Robertson, and I'm going to play a little intro about him, and then we're going to bring him right along. And here we go.
About our featured artist, Cincinnati, Ohio native Keith Robertson started playing drums professionally at age 13. While in Ohio, Keith studied drums and percussion at the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music. Keith comes from deep musical and sports heritage. His uncles are Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members, the Isley Brothers, and his grandmother, Mazel Robertson, was a background singer for gospel great James Cleveland. His uncle is also NBA Hall of Famer, the Big O, Oscar Robertson. As a drummer and vocalist, Keith has traveled the world and has toured with the Grammy Award-winning group The Dazz Band. Considered a musical prodigy, Keith was discovered and mentored in music production by Grammy-winning producer Reggie Calloway. Keith went on to write, produce, and record for major recording artists, such as 2024 Tony Award winner for Best Supporting Actress, Keisha Lewis, and most notably famous boy band NSYNC with Justin Timberlake. Keith's music has been nominated for Grammy and American Music Awards and featured in a 2018 Amazon Echo television commercial campaign, as well as over 1,400 production cues on various network and cable television shows. Keith is also a music minister and contemporary Christian artist with several independent releases. He's currently a master's degree student at Liberty University, studying marriage and family therapy.
All right. Well, without further ado, I'm going to bring on Mr. Keith Robertson.
Hey, how are you today?
Hello.
How are you?
Well. How are you? I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. First of all, I just really greatly appreciate you having me on your show and just for supporting independent artists. I mean, that is just such a wonderful thing that you're doing. I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, no problem. And I'm glad to have you here as well. And, you know, once you guys sent me your bio and I listened to your music, I'm like, oh, okay, so you come from a musical background and everything. So I'm excited to hear more about you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. You know, just really being surrounded with just a great foundation of just music and musicians that were coming up at that time. And, you know, as you shared and as people found out, you know, my uncles are the Isley Brothers. And as a child, you know, growing up in Cincinnati, we used to go up to New Jersey almost every summer. And just being around a lot of things that they were doing at the time, you know, really set a foundation in my life because I really at an early age was really interested in music. And so, just being around that, and even my grandmother, being in the gospel side of things, and so just being just surrounded in music, and just really fueled, my passion for what developed into being a career.
Okay. So when you started out with music, like, did you start off in the church, or did you start off just like in school, like singing with your friends?
Yeah, I just started at the church. I just started out, started taking drum lessons at an early age, and um, that really evolved into me getting more serious about music, and I started taking courses at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music, and started really gigging around town, and really just I guess just created. Um, Pretty much a name for myself as a drummer. And then I also started singing at the time. And so I really just started just taking lessons, playing with, different guys locally, and we formed different bands, and it just evolved into, playing more, and, just getting into the music community. So that's kind of how things started out in Cincinnati.
Okay. So what was, like, if you can remember, your first big performance that you would consider like that was a start for you, like a big performance in front of like the largest crowd you were in front of?
Hmm. Well, I guess I can look at it on two sides. Because like when I first started playing drums, I was 13 years old. And so, I'm just really, still like in junior high school and doing these things. And so I started playing not in the largest crowds I would play for, but as a professional, that's when I first started playing. And it was, crowds that I considered to be big because I was just, really starting out. But the larger crowds
Mm-hmm.
that I started playing for was when I toured with the Jazz Band, because we were, they were a national act at the time. So it'd be, quite a few people, arenas, and, we opened up for a lot of different bands, but we were actually headlining at the time too. So those would be some of the larger crowds that I played before.
All right. So who would you say are some of your, besides your uncles, who are some of
hmm
your biggest musical influences?
Stevie Wonder is definitely one of my greatest musical influences. Just for just everything that he is. I mean, he's an incredible musician, songwriter, and just the way that he writes music, it really touches people on a different level. So he's definitely one of my greater musical influences. I like Fred Hammond. There's different artists. I like Eric Benet. I even like a lot of jazz artists too. So I was really introduced into a lot of different genres of music at an early age, and that's really pretty much continued on for the rest of my life currently.
Okay. Now, do you still play the drums now, or do you sing more?
I really do both because there's different settings to where I'll just play drums exclusively. There's some performances I'll just sing exclusively, and then I'm also a percussionist, so sometimes I'll just have a percussion set up and I'll sing. So it just really just depends on what the setting is, and I'm as a solo artist, which my artist stuff, I'm really going to start moving more into just exclusively doing more out front singing. I might just add some percussion things in as well. So it just really just depends on the performance.
Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. I had a different question I was going to ask you, and it slipped. Okay, so your songwriting. So what's your songwriting process when you're writing songs?
Well, I really was mentored when I first started out in my career as a writer and producer to really not lose any idea. And so what I really do a lot, it's primarily like on my iPhone. If I have an idea, I'll hum it down. I have a melody, or it could be a song title or whatever. In most cases, it starts with a melody, and then I'll have it on my iPhone or go in my home studio and start the process of really adding things to it. And so it can come with a song title, But in most cases, it comes with a melody, and I'll just build from there. Being a drummer, I'll start, with the drums or the melody on the piano. So it's really just organic. I would say there's really no set way of how I come up with the song, but it tends to be the melody first or the song title first. Then I just create everything around it from that point.
Okay. So, what challenges have you faced on coming along, just say maybe like the past few years in your musical journey, especially like after COVID? I know that changed a lot for a lot of people. What challenges have you faced like the past couple of years with your music?
Well, personally, for me, the greatest challenge is just having time to create as consistently as I would like to, because I'm in a master's program. I'm studying for marriage and family therapy a degree, and so just really a balance. I wouldn't say that I've had that many challenges. It's just really the way that I would like to create and the way that I would like to release music. It's just having the time to do that. And so I would say for me, that's the greatest challenge. I would like to write, 24/7, but I'm not able to do that, because of my life schedule.
Yeah, I asked that too because I know I see you're in a master's program, and I know going to school is a lot in itself. And you said you're doing performances and writing, so I know your plate is full, but it does take some balancing.
Definitely.
Yeah. Are you almost done with school? Like, how far are you into your master's program?
Yes, I'm almost done. I'm starting my internships, and so I would say probably about another 8-9 months I'll be done. And so, but it's like for just music and being a producer songwriter, I mean, just the creative passion, it never leaves. And so it's just, like I said, it's creating that balance. But I am glad that I'm on the back end of my master's program, because I do not plan on going for a doctorate. It's just way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I commend you for getting your master's. I stopped at my bachelor's. It was a lot. I was happy I went that far, but I'm like, man, this is a lot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. So I do want to play one of your. I have 2 tracks I'm going to play of yours. So the first one I want to play is God Sent Me an Angel. And then we'll talk about that afterwards. So I'm going to play that track right now. All right, give me one moment. Here we go. La, 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 la. Find that special lady a good thing for me. And I decided to commit my temple unto God's purity. Sometimes it has been hard, but I know the waiting is worth it for my queen. And I'm looking forward to the day in my future
you are to me. You're my sweetest impersonal beauty queen. Can't help but to speak these things from my heart, 'cause you are my everything. My love, please understand, it's an honor just to be your man. If ever I feel down at times, this song will sing to me and remind me that God sent me. Oh, and it's you, yeah, and it's you. Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's you, yeah, and it's you. A treasure you are to me. Completely my everything. Loving you is like a dream. When I think of you, I just close my eyes and see. Oh, and it's you, yeah, and it's you. Oh, yeah. Oh, and it's you, yeah, and it's you. Praying and praying oh so long to find a woman of my own. It's you, and it's you, yeah. A wonderful blessing you are to me. My heart, my soul, my everything is you, and it's you.
You now tuned in to the Pulse of Rhythm and Vibes at Tigress 315 Radio. Dive into the ultimate music experience with our sensational shows like the Power Hour, the Chill Zone, Sensual Seductions, the Basement, LIV, and the Flava. We've got the beats. We've got the rhythm. Catch the vibe. Tigress 315 Radio, where the music never stops.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to The Flavor with our special guest, Keith Robertson. And the title of that track was God Sent Me an Angel. So, Keith, tell us about that track. What was the inspiration?
Well, the inspiration of that track was really just to encourage people that are in a state of singleness, a state of waiting, for, the person, people want to be in relationships or, just all of that stuff. But I think a lot of times, people look at, being without a significant other as being, either something's wrong with them or not just being wrong with them, they're waiting, for that special someone. And just the song itself, lyrically, is really just encouraging people, to wait, and in your waiting, to wait for that special person. Everybody is special, but God sent me an angel. At the time when I wrote that song, I was actually single, and so I was waiting, wanting to be married. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm waiting for that special someone to come in my life, and so that's really the inspiration for the song. Being single, wanting to be in a relationship, and many people do. And when they find that special someone, many people believe that they found an angel. Sometimes they don't, but yeah.
Till the horns come out like, oops.
Yeah. But the song really inspired our hopes that we find that angel, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, I understand that. I mean, I'm an artist as well. Me and my host, VenomM, he won't be here today, but we both poets and we write. So, I mean, I do remember I wrote a poem years ago. It was called "Sleeping with the Enemy" because of a situation I went through, and then, so I understand. Like, so yeah, when you, yeah, so when you can express that, it's just like, yeah, that's just what that was about. Like, you know, it's the things you find out. You just, you know, it is what it is. You know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so what you going to school? So you're going to school for marriage and family therapy. Is that like something you're going to incorporate with your music? Like with that song, like are you trying to, you know, incorporate that together, you know, like to help people?
You know what? You know, music, as we know, I mean, music, it's so therapeutic in so many different ways. And I do see, you know, how my ability to create and my gift to create musically can help and inspire people in that way. And I've even, you know, just been thinking of ways to incorporate, you know, what I will do as a therapist, you know, into helping people musically. It could be, you know, in the background of things, and I'm sure even as a songwriter, a lot of things that I face with different people that I'm helping will inspire a lot of songs. So, you know, but no, I do see how that music can really be integrated into what I'm going to be doing to help people as a therapist.
Okay. Now, have you ever had any like mental blocks when you're trying to write and you couldn't find like the right words? Like, what things do you do if you ever get to a point where you're writing something and you're just stuck? What do you do?
You know what? I give it time, because one of the things I've learned early on is to be able to hear a hit. And I'm so thankful, you know, to be mentored by, you know, some of the greats in the industry. Is that even when I start to write a song, I'll know it's something that, you know what, no, that's just not hitting me the right way. So either I'll scrap it, or if it's something that I think that has potential and I do have somewhat of a block, I'll just say, you know what, I'm not even going to listen to this song for maybe 3 to 4 days, maybe a couple of weeks. And almost every time I do that, I'll come back and hear a new, fresh perspective that I wasn't able to hear in that particular moment.
Okay. All right. So before, let's see, like before you've had any of your performances, is there a time you experienced any kind of anxiety?
You know what? I would say the only times I can never say that I felt so much anxiety to where I was afraid to perform. But what throws me off, like if I'm rushing before a performance, or if something has caused me stress before a performance, then that tends to have me to get into the performance kind of, you know, haphazardly, or I'm just kind of off. And so, you know, I rarely go into a performance, you know, with nervousness, but I do like to have this as much peace as I can have before I perform, and I tend to be okay in most cases.
Okay. Now, have you done any collaborations with other artists recently?
Well, recently, what I do, like in my studio, I'm just able to. I'm thankful that I'm able to do as much as I can on the songwriting production end of things, because that saves me a lot of money as far as a songwriter producer. But what I do, because I'm not a traditional keyboard, like a sit-down keyboard player, but I can sequence the sound like I can play keyboards. But what I do, I'll send out like a keyboard track and say, okay, you know what, let me send this to a friend of mine who's an actual keyboard player. I'll do collaborations that way, like a guitar part. I'll send out and have somebody do that. But the majority of what I do currently, I do the majority of it myself.
Okay. All right. So one more question before I play your next track I have. So how do you handle feedback or criticism on your music if you ever received any? How do you handle that?
I really handle it very well because I've been doing this long enough to know that, okay, what I'm releasing, I believe that someone's going to like it. I believe that I can produce it in a form that it can sound well enough to be played or appreciated on a mainstream level. And then I also know that things are subjective. Some people are just not going to like some. If you release something, somebody's just not going to like it. And so I'm honestly very open to feedback, but I also take it subjectively because I know that, okay, I think that I've done this long enough to know what someone will appreciate. They may not like it or whatever, but they'll appreciate it enough. So yeah, I really take it very, very, very calmly, and very just understanding, everything that goes along with that.
Okay, that is good to hear. All right, so I'm going to play your track, Get Your Groove On, next. All right, one moment. Here we go.
This song goes out to all the folks who want to try to stop you, who want to try to block you, who want to put all kind of stuff in your way. But I want to encourage you to have a nice day. Please put all your hate away. Now that you know what this song is all about, this song goes out to all the haters, all the ones who want to try to get in your way and try to make it hard for you to have a nice day. But this is something I got to say. If somebody acts a fool and won't let you get your groove, then just for them to move. If somebody acts a fool
Are you tired of the same old mainstream tunes dominating the airwaves? Well, it's time to break free from the ordinary and immerse yourself in a refreshing soundscape of originality, creativity, and raw talent. Join us every Wednesday for our promotional extravaganza where we put the spotlight on the incredible indie music artist that makes our heart skip a beat.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Flavor with our special guest, Keith Robertson. And that was Get Your Groove On Next. That was a very uplifting song. I love that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, I love the positive messages. I mean, some from the track that I have listened to yours. I mean, it's nice to hear indie music with a positive message, and it kind of reminds me of that old school feel of music too. But I really like that, especially to the haters. I mean, that's a positive message. I commend you on that. That was a real groovy song.
Thank you. And you know what? And that was exactly, what that song was all about, is that just encouraging people just to keep getting their groove on no matter how much people hate on you. Because unfortunately, we live in a world that we're just going to have people hate, and that's just a part of life. But, just an uplifting groove just to remind us all that, no matter what people do to try to hold you back and keep you down, just keep on moving ahead and keep getting your groove on.
Right. So let me see. I only have a couple of more questions. Okay, so I know you're a solo artist, but if you had I would say like two artists, if you had a chance to collab with them for a music project, who would the two artists be?
It would definitely be Stevie Wonder. Would be one. Wow, I'm trying to think of who else it would be. You know who else that I really love as a vocalist? Brandy. Brandy is just,
Yeah.
to me, yeah, she's one of the top female vocalists. I've listened to some of her stuff the other day, like, man, this girl can just really, really, this woman rather, I'm sorry, is really just a phenomenal vocalist. And so, yeah, Stevie, and I was just thinking about her. There's others, but those are two that I'm just thinking about just right off the top.
I personally feel that Brandy, I feel like her voice sounds better now than when she was younger. Because I have finally, I heard her, I had never heard her sing like just by herself. It was like some kind of show. She was sitting in a chair, it's kind of like a cappella. And I never really heard her sing like that. And I was like, wow, it's like, it was just like different. I had never heard her sing like that. I'm like, I don't know if it with age, her voice got a little seasoning, but she sounded really good. I'm like, her voice has really changed since she was, younger. I'm like, okay. It was nice to hear her like that.
Yeah, just all the stuff that's stripped down, because a lot of times, studio production can oversaturate the true artistry or the voice that a person really has, because they're just singing within the industry parameters, all the commercialism of what they want played on radio. But when you really hear somebody sing, like, man, they can really, really sing. And Layla Hathaway's another one. Layla Hathaway's another one I would love to collaborate with.
Okay. All right. So what advice would you give to an upcoming artist if they came to you for advice?
I would tell them to learn the business of the music business. That would be one of the first things that I would recommend, to find a mentor who can really, help you to just to understand all the inner workings of just the music industry itself. And the other advice I would give is not to not to settle on chasing the record industry dream of trying to be rich and famous, because that's fallacy. You know, that right there would be one of the main things I would tell artists coming up. If you get in that lane, you're going to fail, because you're going to find so many people that will try to manipulate you along the way to get you to think that it's about making all the money, getting a big contract. That stuff doesn't exist anymore. And so those are the three things. You know, learn the business, you know, really find a mentor, and don't get caught up in all of the fallacies and fantasies about what the record business really is.
Okay, now that's great advice right there. So what upcoming projects do you have, or do you have any upcoming projects, music projects that you're working on now?
Yeah, I have, let me see, I have three songs that I'm very close to starting to mix, and I'll be releasing a smooth jazz song as well. And so just have been working on new music. I'm hoping to have something else released in the next 2 to 3 months. And so just continuing to create, and I'm looking very soon to get connected with a booking agent to start really doing more shows domestically and internationally. So just continuing to push forward, with things, and just getting interconnected with new stuff.
Okay. All right. Nice. All right. So before we close out, so is there anything else you would like to say before we get ready to close out?
Just to encourage other listeners to continue to support just independent artists. And I know that even that's about, music that you like. But, if there is music that you like of an independent artist that you hear, support them. Because, just as, what you're doing, April, in your station, you guys are supporting independent artists. And without that support, artists won't continue to grow and evolve. And so continue to support, continue to send us shout outs, encourage us along the way. We really appreciate it.
All right. All right. And tell the listeners and your new fans, where can they find you on social media and music streams?
You can find me on all the music streams. My music is on all the streaming. My website is KeithRobertsonMusic.com. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. On Facebook is Keith Henry Robertson, and Instagram, it's kind of spelled kind of weird, but it's even hard for me to spell it. but I'm on Facebook, Instagram. But you can go to my website and find all the Facebook and Instagram stuff, and you can listen to all my music there as well.
Okay. All right. I will definitely be following you as well. Well, it has been a pleasure having you here today, and congratulations on, you're almost done with school. And I know before the show started, you said you have a performance you have to do tonight.
Yeah. It's just around the Labor Day weekend. There's a lot of different parties, so I'll be doing a private party with great group of musicians here in Mexico. So that starts at 7 this evening. Then we have this state fair coming up next weekend. So there's quite a bit of stuff coming up for the several weekends moving forward.
Okay, well, good for you. Yeah, you are keeping busy.
Yeah, really busy.
All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today and supporting the indie music as usual. Make sure you follow us on music streams. And Keith, I will get in touch with you soon and let you know when this episode is going to air.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, and you have a wonderful night.
Okay. Thanks so much, April.
Okay, you're welcome. Mm.
Bye-bye.
Exciting news for all indie music lovers. Tigress 315 Radio and Word of Mouth is proud to announce our partnership with Radio Indie International Network, amplifying the voices of independent artists worldwide. Tune in to tigress315radio.com and Radio Indie International altervista.org to discover fresh sounds and support emerging talents on a global scale. Are you an independent music artist ready to showcase your work to a broader audience? Contact us today for more information on how to join our vibrant community and share your music with the world. Let's make waves together in the indie music scene.
Don't miss out on the action. Join the Tigress 315 radio community and be part of something extraordinary. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss a beat. Tigress 315 Radio on YouTube, where the music never stops. Come catch the vibe.
In the room, feel the bassline drop. Mic on fire, can't make it stop. Indie vibes rising from the underground. Raw talent here that shakes the sound. Block beats, the sizzle, got words to spark. Shining like stars from the light to the dark. Who got the flavor? We got the lava, turn it up louder, feel the power. Who got the flavor? We got the lava. Tigress and VenomM, legends in the saga. Who got the flavor? We got the lava. Tigress and VenomM, legends in the saga. Spotlights on as the stories unfold. Dreams on the mic, never getting old. Breaking barriers with every note. Paving new paths on this indie road.